So why us? Why send your patients and clients to us? And the answer is a little multifaceted as much as it is simple. Whole Self Wellness was born out of my own journey, my own digging and digging and digging for information. And I collected all of that information, the best information I could find, from neurology to dietetics to psychology. I've infused it with my background in linguistics and writing. I write genre fiction and things like that. And so, what I've done essentially is I've created a program that will help you remove barriers to your care plans with your clients and patients. And I call it the tortoise and the hare effect. And so there are really two parts. It's more complicated than that, but basically there are two parts, and it's the fast way and the slow way. And if you've ever had a car that's battery has died, you know you can do two things. You can jump start it really fast, but it's going to die again, so you've got to hurry and drive it immediately to a mechanic to see what's going on. Or you can do a slow trickle. And the slow trickle might last longer, but it takes longer to do. So our fast way that we help you and your clients and your patients is by regulating the nervous system and building growth mindset through bilateral stimulation, vagus nerve resets, vagus nerve stimulation. So we have this exciting library that I'm building that will be music, tones, stories, etc. for you to utilize, that will just build all of that in the background for you. And the other part is cool, and it's the self-directed self-care. And so we do this through our coaching programs, and we do this through our group support groups. And basically they go through the process of reverse engineering fractals in the biopsychosocial spiritual model. So what that looks like is I'm a big proponent of the four-pronged approach with the holistic healthcare. I believe mind, body, spirit, and relationships are all four pieces of your whole health. It's, epigenetics breaks it down in a much more nuanced and complicated way, but I think it really boils down to those four categories. And so I've infused neurology into the coaching session so that people don't have to know neurology to use it. I've infused a bunch of psychology, a bunch of different things into the program. And if you want to know more, I do have a workshop. Anyway, and so they say, where do I want to be in 10 years? And then they break that down into fractals, and there's salutogenesis is the approach. So salutogenic fractals, and they are looking at where they want to be, and they are going through the messy action of figuring out how to be that and become that. And that translates into massive wins in medical and mental health settings, because when you regulate the nervous system, you begin to suss out what's mental health and what's medical health and things like that, because the nervous system can exacerbate things or can create things or can do all kinds of funky stuff. And so we're eliminating that. And also a lot of the times people who come in and keep coming in and keep coming in, they don't have basic skills that, all of us are missing something, right? All of us have a skill that we're like, I wish I would have learned that when I was a kid. But some of us learned more than others. And I will tell you, with my background, everything I learned, I had to learn largely as a teen and as an adult. And those different skills and those different parts of the brain you have to develop those. And so we go through the process of reintroducing or introducing developmental milestones that may have been missed. So and math is the analogy, which I love. One of the reasons I love math so much is it's always true. And so computation is always true. 2 + 2 is always going to be 4, whether it's in geometry or algebra or calculus. So we are teaching people 2 + 2 = 4, how to take care of themselves in those 4 categories, so that then when they come into your office, we've removed barriers that are in the way, and they can really focus and really dig into whatever it is that they have to do with you, which is the more complicated, nuanced part of wellness, right? But we teach them how to find those little bits of empowerment, those little bits of what do I control versus what do I just have influence over versus what's completely out of my control. And so we're going to keep adding things, and I'm super excited for the programs as they roll out. I'm super nerdy, so everything is research based, studies, scholarly articles. So everything is rooted and grounded in psychology, neurology. Um, anyway, growth mindset, self-affirmation mindset, those are big ones for me. Bilateral stimulation, vagus nerve resets. Anyway, and so I've just broken it down into what I believe are the basic level self-care categories, and then the basic level of each of those categories. And I've broken it up so that we spend 4 weeks in each of those categories: mind, body, spirit, and relationship. And we build skills in those areas. It's really about teaching people that there is hope, teaching people that they can control stuff. A lot of times people don't know that diet is related, for example, to their mental health, or that diet, for example, an anti-inflammatory diet can reduce inflammation, obviously. But a lot of people don't know that when you have childhood trauma, you have an increased level of inflammatory cytokines. Well, that means you are inflamed. That means your diet does matter. And can diet completely change and remove all of your difficulties? No. But what it can do is it can relieve some of the pressure. So if you're having significant nerve pain and you have high levels of inflammation, looking at your diet might be helpful, and destigmatizing why you're looking at your diet, because it's not about weight or looks. It's about, you're having nerve pain. Here's a something you can do at home that is empowering, that you get to choose what you do, and it can move the needle with your health. So I'm really teaching people how those 4 walls interact as well. So tortoise and hare, we do both, and I'm excited to show you what we have and roll out more as we get it. So